everyone, Justin Aquino here, and today I'm going to be doing an album review. Today I'll be reviewing Colored Sands by Gorguts. For those of you who don't know, Gorguts are a Canadian, a technical death metal band from Sherbrooke, Quebec, which, fun fact, I live in that province, where their first two albums, the first one being Considered Dead and the second one being, The Erosion of Sanity, they were really awesome normal death metal, but it's when it's in their 1998 album Obscura where you can see a huge leap from normal death metal to technical death metal. If you don't know what technical death metal is, think of it like this: progressive death metal. If you don't know what progressive means, think of it like this: very complex playing, a very complex playing style. So complex death metal. On Obscura, you can see that it was a lot tighter, the playing, and focused a lot more on the riffs. And they decided, hey, I say we just take this route of technical death metal from now on. And personally, while I really like the first two albums, I like their technical death metal work a lot better. Sorry, I forgot to add that. If you've seen my Heavy Metal Montreal 2015 video, I said that I saw Gorguts there, and I never heard of them before. I knew none of their songs, and though there were some mic problems, some technical difficulties with the microphone, I was very captivated, and I was like, yo, I gotta listen to their discography. And so far I've not been disappointed. Colored Sands is a 2013 album. Before Colored Sands, their last album was in 2001. It was called From Wisdom to Hate, and that was in 2001. So that's a 12-year gap. Because if you do the math, 2001 plus 12 years, 2013. And I should mention this, if you're a Gorguts fan and you don't know, they're releasing an album very soon. The 13th of May 2016, where it's going to be an album with one song on it, but it's going to be very long. It's going to be like probably over 30 minutes. Kind of like what Pig Destroyer did with their song Natasha. So I'm going to have to check that out since I'm a Gorguts fan now. But now that that's all done, let's start reviewing this. I cannot stress this enough by saying that this was a fantastic album. The playing was very tight, precise, and super aggressive. The guitars are played very well with intense riffing, and I think maybe there's 3 solos on the albums. When you hear them, I was very impressed. The drumming, wow. Played at an inhuman pace. I'm pretty sure, and I don't think you can deny this even, that there were blast beats on that album. Very very fast, and when it's time to slow down the drumming, it did exactly that. So basically, when it was time for it not to be super fast, it did exactly that. And when it's time to go berserk, it did exactly that. So the drumming was fantastic. Probably one of the highlights of the albums, or the instrument playing, is the drumming, for sure. The bass, I'm surprised I could hear it very well from all the layer of sound and playing. It was very good, the bass, put it that way. And the vocals, Luc Lemay, the singer of Gorguts, and also the guitarist, I believe he's always sounded very well doing his death metal growls and vocals, and in this album, same thing, he just sounds great. You could really tell the band put their heart and soul and passion, and they gave it their all, their 100% on the album with their playing, tried to make it as precise and complex as possible, and the outcome was exactly what they hoped for. So in conclusion, for the instrument playing, fantastic. Notice how I said instrument playing. Well, because I believe it's important to talk about the theme and the lyrics of the album. Luc Lemay, like I said, the singer and the guitarist, or one of the guitarists for Gorguts, he came up with the theme of Colored Sands. He wanted it to be about Tibet. After he did some research on it, after his wife's friend came back and gave them mandalas from Tibet, he did more research on them, and it opened his mind up to this wonderful and very beautiful theme. All the topics have to do with, in a way, Tibet. How, like, the song Le Toit du Monde talks about how people viewed Tibet as a mystical, wonderful, awe-inspiring place full of mystery, about conflict in Tibet, about the Dalai Lama, about their version of karma, how they see it as, basically, in translate, this is for the song, what's it called, Forgotten Arrow. So basically, how do you say it? Excuse me, I'm stuttering, like major stuttering here, I apologize. Think of it like this. You commit like a bad deed, well, you're just gonna forget about it until one day it creeps up on you. But in Tibet, they view it as, let's say you shoot an arrow in the sky. You just won't think about it until it comes down and hits you. The way with the arrow, it just sounds so much more intriguing. And believe it or not, it's not just death metal. The fifth song, called The Battle of Chamdo, it's an orchestral piece. It's an instrumental orchestral piece with violins, a cello, and bass. And it sounded beautiful. And after that, it goes straight into death metal, which is awesome. You know what, basically to end it here, this was a fantastic album. Great playing, interesting themes and topics, and I believe you should buy this album. And also, if you ever hear someone say, oh, death metal is all about gore and death and blah 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 blah, tell them to read the lyrics for the album Colored Sands, and hopefully they'll be like, wow, you're right. Overall, fantastic album. Tell me in the comments, have you heard this album before? Are you a fan of Gorguts? What was your favorite or least favorite song on this album? And you know what, also, what did you think about the themes about Tibetan culture and ideologies and just about Tibet in general? Now, before I just end this quick, I just want to say, sorry I haven't posted a video in, it's been more than 2 months. Yeah, like my 29 subscribers are like, oh man, where is he? But if there are fans out there that really like my content, the reason why I haven't been able to post so many videos was, well, I have posted the BuzzFeed one, but I just wasn't proud of it. I'm probably gonna redo it. And also, I had like a lot of homework. I had to do like 4 projects, one for math. Who's ever heard of a math project before? But mainly it was because of a lot of homework. But when I have the time, I will post some videos, okay? So leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you want. And I'm Justin Aquino, and I wish you a good day.